Right, so we talk about these, conspiracy theories, and one of the big ones, because once it comes out that essentially the military, whether you want to say knew or suspected or expected that the sub had imploded the first day, but they did not release any of that information, and they continue to do all of this stuff.
And not within even the first day, like the first, hour? Like,
yeah,
I mean,
yes.
it was like literally not even like a 24-hour, like it was hours, like not,
Yeah.
It was quick.
Yeah. And so to drag it out for a week was questionable decision making. But then, if that same timing didn't happen to perfectly line up with when Hunter Biden and the charges against him, of course, President Joe Biden's son, and those charges coming out, and before IRS whistleblowers were going to be testifying before Congress. I mean, it's awfully convenient. Like if you wanted to keep that story out of the press, this would be almost unspeakable good luck, I suppose. I hate to use that terminology when we're talking about people having died.
Yeah.
But to have this type of an event that you can drag out and keep in the headlines for a week plus at the exact same time that this was going on, I mean, man, that's just a bizarre stroke of luck. And particularly when the Justice Department was actually dropping the charges and lowering things to a misdemeanor, which clearly I can't imagine any scenario where a normal person that these things would have been considered misdemeanors. But regardless, that's where they are. And so you think, okay, well, that's pretty weird. But again, is that a weird conspiracy theory, just random thought? Well, maybe not. Because now, GOP senator, Republican senator from Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn, has floated the same conspiracy theory on the Titanic sub and Hunter Biden. She's appeared to suggest that an announcement about the fate of the missing Titan submersible was somehow planned to distract from accusations against the president's son, Hunter Biden. And here is the exact quote. She tweeted this. If the U.S. Navy suspected that the Titan submersible imploded just hours after it began its voyage, why did the Coast Guard wait until Thursday, the same day that the IRS whistleblowers testified before Congress, to make their announcement to the public? So magically, you've known it for a week, and the exact same day that the IRS testimony is going to be happening with Hunter Biden, magically, that's when they decide to release the fact that, they've figured out what's going on and blah, blah, blah. It's just, what is the reason for that? Now, does that mean that that's a true conspiracy? Does it mean that it was all intentional and it was all planned? No. But outside of luck, what would another reason be? What would another reason be to have waited to talk about it until that exact moment in time? It's almost like you wouldn't have wanted to talk about it that day because it would seem so obviously like you were setting it up for that to take advantage of it. Even if you hadn't planned it, people would be like, okay, we clearly can't talk about this now because everyone's going to think that we were doing this just to try to cover up this story. But that's what seems to be happening. And now again, people are going to say, well, it's just Republicans trying to take advantage and attack Democrats. That may be. But it is there. Like, all of those things do line up, and they need some type of an explanation, don't they? Or maybe they don't. Do they not? What do you think?
I mean, I think it's just like stuff that happens is just blatant right in front of our eyes anymore. Like, I just, and I don't even think that that's even like Republican or Democrat. It's both. Like, everything just happens right now in front of you, and then it's just like you said, it's just almost like, wait a second. Like, and I don't know if it's just like people are just like, oh, well, this is just way too much of a coincidence. Like, it's too much of a coincidence to actually be true. Like, I don't know if that's like how they want to play this.
Right.
I don't know. That's crazy though, that a sitting senator would suggest such a thing. I mean, that's a hefty accusation to place forward. I mean, you're talking about So that, yeah. So I mean, she's not really saying, "Hey, the government killed these people," but she's saying. But then again,
they took advantage of that.
Yeah, they took advantage of it, and they knew the thing had exploded. So is it really all just great timing at that point? You know, like what awful timing for some people and great timing for other people? I don't know, man. Like I say, I guess one day we'll know. But I mean, you know, it's nuts. I mean, like you said, how many voyages has this thing done? And it just, I think
it's been going there since 2018 or something like that. I mean,
and it just so happens that
those are the people on board, and that's the timing of it. And I'm not saying that. Yeah, I'm not saying that it is that this happened, like the implosion happened. Like, let's just assume that the implosion of the Ocean Gate sub. Let's assume that was just a horrible accident. It does seem like people were happy to take advantage of that tragedy to cover up the Hunter Biden stuff, or not even cover it up, but you know, like keep it out of the media, keep it out of the headlines, because everyone was going to be interested in this. And then you drag out the fact that, oh no, we knew a week ago that this thing had imploded and there was no one there. Like there was no chance of survival or saving anyone. We knew that the whole time. You wait until it's all over to actually do it. So, you know, I don't know. But I don't think it can be just written off as that's just people being nuts. I think that's overly simplistic to just say, it makes no sense that would happen. Come on, man. Like common sense. If you knew nothing about this, you have to at least just look at it on its face and say, that's awfully coincidental, really great timing for the government and the president when this has been a major scandal looming over his presidency. I mean, you can't, like, there's no getting around that. And not for nothing, but because of the fact that they reduced these charges to almost nothing, just misdemeanor charges, which everyone thinks is kind of crazy to have had happen, it keeps that out of the public eye. So it's not just the fact that this testimony was going on and these charges. It's also about the fact that the charges were being reduced to next to nothing. And I don't know. It just seems crazy. So yeah, somebody really benefited from some timing and some horrible events. If it was just dumb luck.
And maybe it was, and you took advantage of it.
Could be.
I can promise you, though, the first time we found out about this, the whole Ocean Gate thing, that there were people on Twitter and other places who were already saying, this thing's already exploded. Like, this is an implosion. Yep. And people kind of wrote them off and like, you're cold, you're this, you're that. And that's really what happened. I mean, so I think a lot of people knew ahead of time, like, this thing is gone. Why are they dragging this out? Why are they wasting, resources and money? I don't know, man. I do not know. I don't know. But you can't call people just crazy and nuts and, just right-wing conspiracy. Like, come on, like, just. This is what I don't understand either about, again, maybe this is probably mostly my fault, I suppose, but the whole Hunter Biden laptop thing. Mm-hmm. I don't understand, like, how this is not just massive mega. What am I missing? Are we just saying, like, the people that aren't saying anything about it and just, hey, Joe had nothing to do with any of this and Joe didn't know anything. Like, are we just assuming that it was all made up? Like, this is the the Steele dossier all over again? Like, this is just now the dossier. Like, are we just going to expect this every 4 years with a new president, that there's going to be some major scandal and we're pretty much all just going to ignore everything?
I mean, it sure seems that way, doesn't it? I mean, look, we're not going to get it, like, go all the way down, this rabbit hole tonight because we can't, right? There's too many things to get to. But I don't think it can be, ignored, the fact that you had Hunter Biden literally sending stuff to like Chinese government officials saying, hey, I'm sitting here with the big man, my father, and wanting to know where that $5 million deposit, when's that coming in? We still haven't seen that, and he's very interested, and we want to help you guys out, but we need to be able to get this taken. And then 48 hours later, there was $5.1 million deposited in the account. I mean, come on, man. And we're just kind of like, nah, I guess that's just, that's cost of doing business. That's how it works,
that's business.
This is
business,
crazy.
Yeah. I did see, I don't know if you saw the whole White House, the press briefing. It seemed like there was plenty of people now starting now. And again, here we go. Whole new conspiracy theory that people were now starting to ask, what's her name? Jean-Pierre, whatever her name is. They were getting now to ask her, questions about this. Okay. Well, have you talked to him? What did he know? What didn't he know? So it's kind of like now it's like, oh yeah, Joe's done. They've used him up. Now somebody else, he's going to not run in 2024. He's going to, someone else is going to come in, whoever that is. But yeah, that's what they now are saying. So yeah.
Makes sense. I don't know who. Someone's going to step up. I mean, and this is, it's all fascinating. And it's all fascinating how this stuff happens, and everyone just sits by, and you get inundated with it enough that you become desensitized to it. So what would have been an insane scandal years ago. I mean, think about Watergate. Think about Nixon, right? Now, I mean, I don't even know that would make the news cycle for 24 hours, and then it would just move past it. I mean, now you literally have relatives of sitting presidents dealing with government officials from other countries, not ally countries, by the way, and exchanging money and taking that money to give an audience to the vice president at the time, president, whatever. And that's just kind of like, oh, well, that's okay. I mean, it's crazy to believe that that's where things are.
Absolutely.